Hey everyone, and welcome back to Rank and File Sports. And today we're going to be hopping right back into our series where we are predicting every single Power 4 team's record by the start of the college football season. Today with the Northwestern Wildcats. Now, Northwestern is a team that a lot of people are just writing off for this season, expecting them to win maybe only 2 or 3 games. But overall, the roster's not completely terrible. While they don't have a home stadium to play in, this team could potentially even push for a bowl game. We all know that Northwestern is typically expected to do terrible, but some years they can have just a really solid season out of nowhere. This year could be one of those years. The schedule isn't completely in their favor, with 4 of their opponents being ranked in the rank and file top 25. But the non-conference schedule isn't too bad, with games against Miami of Ohio, Duke, and Eastern Illinois. Duke is going to be the toughest out of those 3 games, but it's definitely a winnable game for Northwestern. The start to Big Ten play with a road trip to Washington is going to be very difficult. Washington will no doubt be favored in this matchup, but they aren't the same team that made the national championship last season. This Washington team is going to struggle a little bit more, and while I don't expect them to lose to Northwestern, I certainly don't think this game will be quite the blowout that a lot of people probably would expect. Coming out of the bye week, Indiana at home is a very winnable game for the Wildcats. Indiana is also going to be a decent team, but probably right around Northwestern as far as total talent level goes. So this one is definitely one of those winnable games for Northwestern. On October 11th, a Friday night matchup at Maryland. Should be a pretty good game. This Maryland team finally lost Talia Tagovailoa at quarterback, and now they're looking to replace him. That might be the difference where Northwestern is able to get a win in this game. Um, it gets a bit tougher after that, though, with both Wisconsin and Iowa. Formerly teams in the Big Ten West, now it's all just one conference. And both of these teams we do have ranked in our rank and file top 25. Wisconsin is a solid team this year. While this game is at home, wherever that may be for Northwestern in this game, this is still going to be a really tough matchup. Wisconsin's going to be talented. They're probably going to be favored in this one. Definitely going to be a tough win for the Wildcats to pull out. And a road trip to Iowa isn't much easier. This one's a 3:30 Eastern Time kickoff. Iowa's a solid team. They're going to have a solid defense and a terrible offense per usual. We do expect Iowa probably to win this game, mainly due to their defense. The road trip to Purdue shouldn't also be that difficult of a game. Hudson Card and the Boilermakers probably are going to take a little step back. They might be able to pull off an upset or two, but this is a game where the teams are going to be pretty comparable, and Northwestern's definitely going to have a shot on the road. Following the second bye week, a very difficult 2 game stretch with a home game against Ohio State. I believe this game is in Wrigley Field, which will be interesting. But what will not be interesting is the game itself. Ohio State is definitely going to run away with that one, as will Michigan when Northwestern goes to play them on the road. And finally, Illinois at home. Another potentially winnable matchup to end the season. This Illinois team will probably be a pretty defensive team, so this one might be low scoring, but don't write Northwestern off. They could definitely win that game to end the season. So all in all, we gave the Wildcats a schedule difficulty of 6.5 out of 10. Taking a look at the schedule recap, we do have Northwestern starting the season at 3-0, winning all of their non-conference games, but dropping that first Big Ten matchup at Washington. It's really just tough to see Northwestern winning that one. Out of the bye week, they pick up win number 4 with a home game against Indiana. But after that, the schedule gets a lot more difficult. They need to find 2 more wins to potentially make a bowl game. Maryland is one of those they could maybe pull out a win at, but we do like the Terps at home. We also have Wisconsin and Iowa winning the matchups, moving Northwestern down to 4-4. They bounced back after the 3-game losing streak with a road victory at Purdue. But after the bye week, we can't really see Northwestern winning another game, especially not Ohio State or Michigan. That last game against Illinois is their best shot to get their 6th win. It's going to be tough. There's a really good chance in my mind that they do end up doing it, but we did end up going with Illinois on the road to keep Northwestern out of a bowl game and finish at 5-7. The projected record sits just a little bit lower at 4.7 and 7.3. FPI has them a bit closer to 6 wins at 5.5, but still not quite in that bowl game range, and only a 1.4% chance to make the college football playoffs. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you in our next video.